I, it would be about what, tomorrow? We come into tomorrow.
Possibly tonight
Yeah.
or the market.
Possibly.
Trying to convince me to get turkey.
All right.
If you get to, I'm not gonna bring shoot it. I can't help myself, I see a turkey. Oh, gosh, I have to use one. Well,
That's funny.
White, right?
it's all white, yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, beautiful.
She just made that.
Oh,
Not bad. Good job.
Any of you?
Hey, what's your language?
I'll try better next time.
Oh, my.
I mean, they were great.
All right, guys, we're gonna give it another minute just to see who else is coming in, and then we'll get started.
Sure, people don't stick up. for me.
I'm right. These.
Yeah.
I'm there.
They're really not. They're regular table height. I mean, I'm just saying.
Chair lower. That's feel, that's the one that's over 5 foot.
Are you sure? Because it's probably not.
I'm positive.
It comes right here.
Ridiculous. I'm so mad in 410, I would have been handicapped.
It's like, yeah, you get a, the parking sticker, yeah, I mean.
Oh my gosh.
Recognize this handicap, that doesn't change.
Yeah, I would have had special parking. I could have got like special grants because I'm handicapped.
Oh my gosh. The conversations.
I've been taking that crap.
Nothing would look cooler in a Subaru than a booster seat.
I don't care. I don't care.
Oh, yeah, I could force when I was younger.
Whatever works.
I could force when I was
Turn
younger,
your phone
but to be able to drive it, I had to put like an extra seat insert on my seat just so I could push the clutch in.
I can
Like it has like a 3-inch like cushion on my seat.
My mom has like 3 pillows that she puts, so she can race it.
No.
Yeah. And then I could never drive like an older Jeep because I could never, the seats didn't move, right? So I could never like reach the clutches. But I was determined, I was gonna drive my Porsche, like, I don't care, like, I didn't care what you're gonna do, I didn't care how you're gonna have to rake my seat. I didn't care what you were doing, it
That's
was
funny.
gonna happen. So you have to be driving down the road like this big ass.
Problems. I know.
So true. So true. Oh. All right, guys. Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. Anybody who comes in after the fact will just have to play catch up. So, we have a lot of people at home. Thank you guys all for joining me. Full disclosure, I hate doing trainings. Absolutely hate them. I can sit and talk to you all day long, one-on-one, put me in front of a room of people. Nope. So we're winging most of it. I have a wonderful slideshow presentation that I put together for you last night and finished it this morning. So yeah, I really wanted to do this training because we get asked a lot, what do people see? What's your definition of success? How do I get started in the business? So I thought, well, hell, we're going to put it out there and we're just going to paint the picture of reality, right? So I'm just going to go through my experiences and what my takeaway is and how I have been successful over the years and just give you guys some ideas here. So first things first, the reality of being a real estate professional is we have all kinds of really bad common misconceptions that are applied against us. People like to sit and say, oh, well, you're like a car salesman, or, you know, you're nothing but a swindler or somebody who's just trying to get money out of me. Why do I need a real estate professional? So we constantly have an uphill battle that we have to fight to ensure that we are providing value to people so that they're not just looking at us as some other used salesman who is going door to door or whatever that may be, which of course makes our jobs always a ton of fun. I am asked quite a bit, why did I get into real estate? So we hear a lot from people that they get into real estate because of the hours and the flexibility. And, you know, I want to have the freedom to make unlimited income potential. That's great. It's a lot of work. Social media and Hollywood, they paint the pictures completely different than what the reality of it is. I never had any intention of getting into real estate whatsoever. Some days I don't even know if I still like it, to be totally honest with you. I'm kidding. I love what I do, but I never had any intention of getting into real estate. So 2006, I got a job with a construction company. A lot of you guys who know me personally know my background with all this. I got into a construction company selling 55 plus homes in a private community. At the time, you didn't have to be licensed to do that because it was a family-owned business and I was sitting and doing open houses. So I was their secretary, I was their agent to do the open houses. And then fast forward to the end of 2007, where they were presented with an opportunity to buy a small local real estate brokerage. When they bought the brokerage, they said, we're all going to get licensed. So 3 brothers, 2 wives, and 2 admins, myself and another included, all got our real estate licenses, threw ourselves to the wolves and learned how to do this crazy job that we all do today. Not something that I ever saw coming, but along the years, it has been something that has provided for me and my family. With that said, it provides really well, but it comes with a lot of sacrifices. So those of you who have been in the business, you guys know it's not all just have your cake and eat it too. It's a lot of work and grind and blood and sweat and tears. But when you do it and you do it well, it's something that you've learned to really love. So we are going to, if I can figure out how to make this thing work for me. We're going to talk today about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So what does it mean to be a real estate professional? First things first, I want to show you guys a little clip, a little movie clip here. I am going to apologize up front if anybody at all takes offense to improper language. Anybody who knows me, anybody who knows me knows that I have a mouth like a sailor, so I apologize for this video clip. But put that coffee down.
It is 7:30,
So who is that?
and where's Mr. Roman?
Well, I'm not a leash, so I don't know, do I? Let me have your attention for a moment. Cause you're talking about what? You're talking about bitching about that sale you shot. Some son of a bitch don't want to buy land. Somebody don't want what you're selling. Some broad you're trying to screw, so forth. Let's talk about something important. Are they all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway. Let's talk about something important. Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only. You think I'm fucking with you? I am not fucking with you. I'm here from downtown. I'm here from Mitch and Murray. And I'm here on a mission of mercy. Your name's Levine? Yeah. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch? I don't gotta listen to this shit. You certainly don't, pal. Because the good news is you're fired. The bad news is you've got just 1 week to regain your job, starting with tonight. Starting with tonight's sit. Oh, have I got your attention now? Good. Because we're adding a little something to this month's sales contest. As you all know, first prize is a Cadillac Eldorado. Anybody want to see second prize? Second prize is a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. You get the picture? You laughing now? You got leads. Mitch and Murray paid good money. Get their names to sell them. You can't close the leads you're given. You can't close shit. You are shit. Hit the bricks, pal, and beat it, because you are going out. The leads are weak. The leads are weak. Fucking leads are weak. You're weak. I've been in this business 15 years.
What's your name?
Fuck you. That's my name. You know why, mister? Because you drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
Again, I apologize for the language. That is one, if you guys have never seen it, that is the Glengarry Glen Ross movie. It's not about real estate, but it is about sales. And the key takeaways from that clip is what? There's no such thing as a bad lead, right? A, B, C, it's the rule of thumb. Always be closing. Every conversation you have, I don't care if it's with your babysitter, your mom, your best friend, a stranger that you meet on the street. Every time you have a conversation, always be closing, right? You always want to insert something about your profession. Good, bad, ugly, guys, right? You're making connections. Our job isn't about selling houses. Our job is about building relationships. It's about finding people the things that they want and they need when it comes to buying and selling a home, right? So your job is to go out there and make those relationships. Always be closing. So what does success look like? So success by definition is defined as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. So what does it mean to you? Right? How can you define it in a way for you that you can be held accountable to successfully complete and do your job? The look of success is different for everybody on multiple levels, but in order for you to be able to define your success, you first have to define your why. So what is your why, right? Over time, your why is going to change. What it is day one is not going to be what it is at the end of your career. It's going to change throughout your career, given everything that you guys go through, right? This is what real estate looks like to the general public. We don't. How about this? Right? When the common public thinks about real estate, this is what they think, right? Sex sells in California and Florida. Oh, let's take people out and show them 3 homes, and then they're going to make a decision, and I'm going to make lots of money on real estate commission. I call bullshit. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but this is what it looks like. Right? So it's a constant uphill struggle. It's endless hours. It's unstoppable phone calls. It's stress. But in the end, it's sitting across from that closing table, knowing that you've got your first time home buyers, the house that they never thought that they would be able to purchase. It's being able to help the family close on a deal that they were financially unable to get out of their debt. And you got their house sold and you got them out of the debt. So it's that relationship that we build. All right. So again, here's just another fun little example. So a lot of people think that the road to success is easy and it's a straight and narrow path. We as agents know it is a whole lot of hurdles and detours and obstacles and everything else. So if you were to paint the picture about the reality of real estate, what would it look like for you, right? Would it be the straight and narrow, or would it be, would it be the real road to success? All right, so let's talk about your why. So this is really important for me. I'm going to get a little personal here with you guys, and I'm going to go back to the very beginning, and I'm going to tell you guys why I decided to actually start to focus on real estate. Okay, so I told you at the start, I didn't get into real estate because I wanted to get into real estate. I was thrown into it. Not something I ever saw for myself. I had a cushy job. I got a paycheck. It was great. And then all of a sudden I'm told that, oh, you're working by commission. Go out and meet people, right? I had a 9-month-old at home and I had a 4-year-old at home. What do you think I did? I panicked, right? My husband was working for a drilling company at the time that took him out of town quite a bit. So for all intents and purposes, I was a single mom. So when I finally decided to focus on real estate, it was because I wanted to pave a path for myself that I could comfortably be able to take care of my kids, know that if my husband was out of town, I was flexible with being able to do the things, right? The common things that most people, the flexibility, the paycheck. Over the years, all that changed. So fast forward to 2019. I'm sorry, we're going to go back. Even before I got into real estate. We're not going to spend any time giving this person a whole lot of air. But I was in a really bad relationship when I was 18 years old. Abusive relationship due to complete and total piece of shit, right? If I ever see him, my husband ever sees him, one of those kind of situations. The day I left him was the very last time that he hit me. And he told me that I would never amount to anything in life, that he couldn't wait for me to fail in life because I was no better off without him, right? Fast forward to 2019. I'm running an amazing real estate team, giving them my all, doing great things, no issues. But I wanted to do something for myself. Christy Knox and I were amazing friends, and we wanted to become business partners at that time. So we decided to create our own real estate team. My very last day running my previous team, my boss, who, great guy, looks at me and says, when you fail, your job is here for you. Cool. Guess what it did? It pushed me to go out and succeed. The day that we told Berkshire Hathaway that we were leaving to join Iron Valley, our office manager looked at the three of us and said, when you guys fail, you're always welcome to come back. My why is no longer, I'm financially stable, my kids are happy, I'm good, I can do those things. My why now, it's to prove everybody wrong, right? And that might not be a great why for some people, but for me, that's what keeps me going every day, because I will not let those people ever see me fail, ever. So know where your why comes from, and then be able to work towards that. And once you hit it, then you can pivot and you can shift and you can adjust from there, right? A lot of people have whys that they want to be financially stable. They want to pay off debt. They want to be able to put their kids through college. Figure out what that looks like for you and then work towards it. All right. So for you, is it about respect? Is it for your family? Is it because you're stressed, right? Do you want to not be stressed? Do you want some of that stuff taken off of your plate? What does a why look like? Do you know what you don't want, right? Let's say that again. Do you know what you don't want? If you know what you don't want your life to look like or your business to look like, then you maneuver your why around that, right? How do you ensure that you don't go down that dark path or you don't go into debt? So you have to find and build your focus around that stuff. Is your why pain driven? Does anybody in here have a why?
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you want to share?
Mine's pretty much the same as yours and twofold. For my family, my kids, flexibility, and also to prove somebody wrong.
It's powerful, isn't it? Sure is.
Sure is.
What's yours, Holly?
I can't say it because it's recorded, but basically for a certain, company that told me I was a piece of crap and that you guys were a piece of crap and, trusting you would be the biggest mistake of my career and my life. And that I would never be successful. And every day, I'm not kidding when I say every day, I am grateful that they told me that.
Yep. So
So grateful.
your why is going to help push you, right? No matter what that looks like, your why should be something that helps you get to that level of success that you feel is the right level. This is a big one, guys. What's it mean? I have 18 people online and you guys all sitting here out of 250 agents. Show up. It's not hard, right? Whether it's working in the office and you get to work with your peers, you get to talk to your peers, you get to learn from your peers, right? You attend meetings and trainings. You are constantly learning and growing, right? The real estate market doesn't stay the same. It always changes. How are you going to know what's changing, what's happening if you don't show up? Be there, be available, be involved, right? Whether that's in your office, it's with your community, it's with your family. When you're at home, are you present? Do you show up for your family? Right? It's so easy to get complacent, right? Don't sit still. You always want to keep showing up and being present. Here's something that I want to this is a big one. Treat it like a job, right? So in order to show up, you've got to treat it like a job. There's a lot of part-time agents in this business, right? There's nothing wrong with part-time agents. A lot of part-time agents are extremely successful. Why are they successful? Because they treat it like a job. I don't care if you work a 9 to 5 somewhere else and you only focus on real estate in the evenings or on the weekends. Treat it like a job. Treat your part-time job like a full-time job. I went too far. So what is your routine? What does it look like for you guys to treat it like a job? So when I say treat it like a job, we're thinking, let's put into perspective an office job, right? You get up in the morning, you go to work, you clock in, you do the certain tasks, you punch out, and that's your job. How many of you get up every day and have a routine to work real estate?
Oh, I hope so. 7 days.
And you should. So common statistics show that 87% of agents feel that they fail in their first 5 years. Why do they fail in their first 5 years? For multiple reasons, right? The wrong brokerage, lack of support, lack of training. But one of the biggest reasons they fail is because they treat it as a part-time gig. They don't treat it as full-time. They don't take it serious. They don't put in the effort. Okay. So if you're getting up every day and you're treating it like a job, then you're going to have that success. Man, I skipped way ahead for whatever reason. Sorry, guys. You're going to have that success that a full-time agent is, whether you're part-time or not. Okay. So one of my peeves, I shared this with a couple of our team leaders the other week. We get asked a lot, and I know Christy hears it also. We get agents that will come in and say, oh, I really want to do real estate because I want to be just like you. No, you don't. I promise you don't. And if you want to get, please don't make this sound conceited, because I don't mean it in a conceited way. But if you want to get to this level, you better start at the level that we started at, right? Because we didn't just walk into a position to own 7 offices. We didn't just walk into a position where our business is coming to us without us having to call people and do things. We did the work. Guys, when I started, every day I would get up, I'd go into the office, and on my desk sat a phone book. Everybody knows what those are, right? Before I left the office at the end of the day, before I could go home to my family, I had called everybody in that phone book on a single page. Every single person, whether it was a business or not, with the goal of making 3 connections. I don't care if it was a 5-second conversation or not. I connected with 3 people without getting hung up on. And when I did that successfully every day, that's when I went home. Whether it was 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, doesn't matter. It's what I did. One of my best clients came from those calls. I got lucky. I was on the page of the H's. I was 7 months into my real estate career. I got somebody on the phone, and they had a $20,000 mobile home in a park out in Newville, and they wanted to sell it and they wanted to buy. right time, right place, right conversation, right page of the phone book. I sold their mobile home. I then sold them a $250,000 house to buy. And over the years that I've been in real estate, I've sold them 7 other properties for millions of dollars total with everything that they've done. And they're my best clients. They refer me all the time. And it was from a cold call. Okay. So it's, you've got to put in the time and the work, right? I was talking to, I like to point, I wanted to tell you guys this. I was talking to my hairstylist yesterday, and it's funny how you meet people and you just have conversations, right? Like you can just, like your bartenders, right? You just can talk to your people. So my hairstylist is an amazing guy, great guy. He's a one-man show in New Cumberland, and he runs one of the best salons ever. He says to me yesterday, he says, it's a shame that success also means sacrifice, right? It's a shame that you have to give up the precious time to be successful, to know that in order to give up that time, you're giving it all back to the people that you're taking the time from, right? So you work your asses off just to be able to spend that little time that you're wasting with those people. So it was kind of a cool conversation. Because he does it. He works all the time. All right. Now we're going to talk about time blocking. We hear quite a bit that, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I can't time block, right? I can't do it. My day's all over the place. I've got to show clients, or this pops up or that pops up. I get it. You can pivot, you can shift, right? But time blocking is huge. This is my calendar. This is my calendar next week. If you see it in color, which why it didn't print in color, I don't know. But if you see it in color, you're going to see that some things are gray. Those are the things that cannot ever get moved. Some things are in blue. Those are the things that are adjustable, right? The things that don't ever get moved, my Sundays, home with the kids, dinner with the kids, time with the kids. Thursday evening, dinner at home. That following Saturday night, my kids got a powder puff game, right? I'm going to go watch and be a cheerleader for the night. But then the things that can get moved are my client blocks, right? So I book out where I know I can turn around and I can put people. So Saturday mornings, Friday nights, Wednesday afternoons, I block spaces. So if I have clients that want to see homes, this is when we're going, right? Now, again, I'm going to pivot and shift depending on clients, but my priorities don't ever move. My priorities are those kids. That's my family, right? I have to do this. I have to give up precious hours, and I work 24/7, guys. How many times have you called me and I didn't pick up the phone, right? We work 24/7 so that we can spend that precious time that we block out with those ones that are our priorities. All right. Time blocking is so important. Are you living your time blocks? Are you prioritizing your time blocks? If you're not, you really should start, because without having that, all you're going to do is stress yourself out. You're going to hit burnout, and you're going to end up regretting your career, along with your family having a grudge against you in your career. You don't want to do that. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? All right. Oh, and I made a little note here. Why is your time less valuable than somebody else's, right? So what does that mean? Your time's important. Your time with your family is important. Don't make excuses, guys. Excuses are like assholes. Everybody has one, okay? So put yourself first, put your family first, and make certain you're blocking out the things that you need to prioritize. Also, make certain you have a really strong support system. That is extremely important. If you don't have a good support system at home, that affects everything. I've known one too many agents that don't have a good support system at home, and they fail and they get out because they can't do it, because they have a jealous husband who's pissed off because they're out running clients till all ends of the night, or a wife who doesn't understand why the husband has to put hours in at the office seeing and meeting with clients, right? So have a good, strong support system at home, or have conversations. Okay, next. Get uncomfortable. What do we mean by that? So first and foremost, one of the things that we see nowadays is everybody's trying to reinvent the wheel, right? Everybody's trying to come up with the next big thing. Social media made everybody a movie star. Stop it. Social media didn't start real estate. Social media didn't sell real estate. Does it work? Absolutely. Do people love it? Sure do. But take it back to the basics. If you are not talking to people, if you're not putting yourself out there, if you're not networking, phone calls, door knocking, and I know everybody hates that stuff, right? God, we hate it. And it's dangerous to go out and door knock nowadays. But those, honest to Pete, are the things that work, right? Put yourself out there. You want to ensure, back to the very beginning of this conversation, you want to make certain that every conversation you are closing. So everything that you do, you're having that conversation about real estate, right? So, and then make the social media come in behind it. So where it weighs out, another office just recently had a training, and I stole this from their training. They said that the social medias and the things that don't necessarily generate as much business is 80%. 80% of the time is spent on that stuff, and 20% is spent on the important stuff, which is the communications, the contacts, the connections. Can you imagine if that number was flipped? Right? How successful would people be? So stop trying to reinvent the wheel. Remember, the phone book, it worked. I really like this quote here. I have no idea who the hell Elbert Hubbard is, but a little more persistence, a little more effort, and what seemed hopeless failure may eventually turn into glorious success. Okay, this is one I say a lot, and a lot of people hate this because everybody says, it sounds so mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be harsh, but make certain you're looking in the mirror, right? So don't point at somebody else for your failures. Don't try to be somebody else to have their success. You are you. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Another thing I used to have on my desk is a mirror, just a little mirror. And I wrote on it with a dry erase marker that said, I can. Those two little words. But every time I'd look in that mirror, it told me that I am capable. I can do this, not somebody else, not the training videos. I can do it. I am responsible for my path to success. Nobody else. No matter how great your brokerage is, no matter how wonderful your owners are, no matter how many times you go out and you slay the contracts and whatnot, you are capable, and you alone are responsible for your own success, right? So just something to think about. Okay, I am way ahead, guys. So to end my slide, I am going to ask you guys, and we're going to have lots of conversations. So are you ready to commit to your own success? So here is something that I would like everybody to think about. The golden rule of real estate: focus on one goal each week, just one goal, and make it as simple as setting appointments, right? So here I offer a challenge to you guys to go out and to set a target for the number of appointments that you aim to secure, right? Buyer appointments, listing appointments, it could be one appointment a week, but set a goal for that week. How many appointments are you going to have? How many conversations are you going to have? Right? How many new people are you going to meet and add to your database? How many people are you going to put in your pipeline? How many pre-approvals are you going to get? How many listings are you going to sell? whatever it is, have one goal per week and hit that goal, right? So a lot of people go and they set huge goals for the year and they say, oh, I'm going to sell 5 million or 6 million or 7 million. And that's going to be how many transactions, or it's going to be this, or it's going to be that. Well, break it down. What's it look like? Right? Don't worry about the big goal, because with the big goal, with the little goals, the big goals come, right? What do you do each week to get your butt out of bed to go to work and to work on your business, right? Every week, right? We have a goal. We want to add a new agent to the brokerage every week. I want a new listing every week. I want to sign a buyer's agency every week. I want a new pre-approval every week. I want to add somebody to that pipeline every freaking week. What does your week look like, right? If you are working for the year, you're working wrong. If you're working day by day, you're working too small. Work for the week and everything else falls into place, okay? If you hit that one goal, you hit that one appointment, cool, add another one. Go big or go home, right? Monday morning, you get that appointment, great. How many are you gonna have by Friday? And you just keep adding it and building it up from there. Again, these are the things that I've always done. What I do isn't always right for people, okay? A lot of people don't necessarily like the way I work either, truth be told. I am who I am. Like it or not, here we come. This is just how I do business, right? This is what I have found to help be successful. I'm at the point in my career where I no longer go after leads, right? My business comes to me. So everything I do is referrals, it's repeat business, and it's great. But what happens when you hit that wall, right? What happens when no more friends and family want to buy houses anymore? When they don't know anybody at all who they want to refer to you? Well, I guess I'm picking up the phone and going out and making some connections and having some conversations, because I got to sell real estate too. So what does your business look like? So yeah, that's, I told you guys from the beginning, I don't like doing these trainings because I have a tendency to rush through them. Here we are a half an hour into it and my slideshow presentation is over. So now I would like to talk to you guys about what you see and what you guys want to get. That's funny. What do you guys, what's success look like for you guys? So please don't leave me hanging. Everybody start talking. People at home, I would love to hear from you guys as to what your success looks like. And go from there. Who's first? John Lindemulder. Yep, you're sitting in the back. I'm calling on you.
Fire away.
Go for it. What did your success look like?
Well, it depends on the day. Some days it's, muscling through a crappy transaction and getting it done. And then, sometimes we measure success on how many dollars or units you sell. And that's cool, but I think that misses the point sometimes. I think it's really more about this business is relationships. And when you forget that part, you might as well get out of this business, because if you're not building relationships, you're not building a business. So I look at it like, I'm really excited because I got a daughter that sits next to me and I'm watching her grow. And part of my next phase is for her to almost catch me over top. Because I don't want her to beat me and rub it in, because that's the competitive side. But, I guess it's different for every one of you. But for me, it's similar to a lot of other stories. People, when I first listen, I am not that pretty blonde stretch of women you had up there. And the whole cool thing is, I'm not that. So I had to be something different. And that different piece actually proved people that, even bald, goofy guys can sell real estate at old age and keep up with 28-year-olds. So, I'm here to still prove you young kids that I'm gonna kick your ass and also be there when you call me up, some of you, about new construction or if you have questions, so.
Yep.
I kind of dig all of it. I think at this stage, success is just kind of, it's all over the place. It's relationships, it's
it's getting up in the morning, I still get fired up.
Yep.
You know, and you know I get fired up because.
John, how many hours a week do you work on real
Oh,
estate?
God. You know, the funny part about it, I've been doing this since 2008. I still knock on doors for expired listings, which build my business. I still personally run open houses.
Mhm.
I personally still look at how do I grow my business differently? Expireds, and I have no problem sharing this because none of you can compete with me. So I would say that.
How many of
I
you,
know they can compete, these guys, these scare me a little.
how many of you in this room get up in the morning and the first thing you do is check the hot sheets?
5 and 1.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. How many of you at home check the hot sheets? MJ?
Every day. And I got y'all beat on age and I still get out of bed and kick ass.
The first thing on my time block from 7 to 8 every morning, 7 to 8 every morning, Monday through Saturday, I check the hot sheets and then I email them out to clients. So, because nowadays your MLS makes it so easy, you can set people up on a search and they get right. And then you as the agent get lazy. You got it. So you should be looking at the things that they're looking at. So yeah, how many of you time block a piece of the day every day to focus on nothing but real estate?
I do.
Yep.
100%.
Yep. All right. What else? Mike Gross, you're quiet. What does success look like to you?
I'm quiet, it was on mute. I mean, what do you want? Success for me, I'm not a competitive person, so I don't get fired up by others talking shit or anything of that nature. I just want peace in life, so easier life that I can lead. I got in the business because I wanted no boss. I got tired of people telling me how to do things. So I just want to help people out as much as I can, real estate wise or otherwise. And if I do that and I make enough money to get by and a little bit more than get by, I'm happy.
Awesome.
That's all I need.
You're content.
Very much so, yeah.
Good. I mean, hey, that's good. So, anybody else? Jared Abel.
Yeah,
Go ahead, MJ. We'll get back to Jared.
okay. As obviously the oldest person in the room, I still get up because it's never boring. I still find interesting things to rant about. And rantability is part of my requirement for a day. It also enables me to do what I want to do with my critters. So y'all know that I'm critter crazy, and keep the book collection in the house growing. I have simple needs: feed the dogs and cats, get books, and disturb people. And I've been very successful at that.
That works. That works. Jared, how about you?
Like Michael said, really resonates with me. I mean, I'm looking for peace and balance in my life, and more so recently, balancing things that bring me meaning in my experience in life. So helping people in real estate achieve goals, helping people achieve first-time home ownership and friends and families that I know achieve these things is meaningful to me, but also balancing and allowing me to pursue other things, volunteerism, whatever, and having that space in my schedule is meaningful to me.
Mhm.
So just achieving that balance.
Awesome. Okay. When I got into real estate the first couple years, probably the first 5 years, it was every day, as most of you guys know. I mean, it's 24/7, 7 days a week. So it was open houses, it was showings, it was trying to get the listing appointments, going out, knocking on the doors, networking, on the in-between. You know, I had a newborn when I got into it. He was a little guy, and he went on every showing with me. Unless my husband was home, that kid sold more real estate with me in the first few years than he ever wants to think about selling real estate nowadays. And the best part about it is he's talking about getting his license. So, which will be really cool when the day comes. But you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes. And it's hard because who wants to drag a baby along on a showing, right? Nobody. And then on top of it, I had a 4-year-old who knew everything, and, you know, she wants to walk through the house and show every part of it. You make it fun. You find a way to do the things that you need to do when you don't have somebody there and available to do it. Because thank heavens for my mom and my mother-in-law, because they were great. They were there and able to help, but they weren't always able to keep the kids. But you just, I mean, you make it work. You find a way. If you want it bad enough, you find a way to make it work. So, yeah. Yeah. So anybody else at home want to add anything? Come on, guys, help. Absolutely. Help me hit my hour mark on this training.
In a little different seat than you guys. Outside of my family, I have 6 beautiful children and a wonderful wife, but I think, you know, what is success for me is bringing value to you guys. You are our clients. So if we can help bring value and shape and craft solutions that impact you positively, that's success for me at the end of the day.
Nice.
So, and that builds a solid relationship then between us from an agent and lender, because we want to be your top choice. So, yeah.
Nice. Love it. Love it. Lauren, you're back there awfully quiet.
I knew you were. Like, no, I'm not just happy. I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, success is being fulfilled and helping your clients with their goals. I like helping investors, but I also like helping, you know, average families too. For me, though, you just hit the baby. I was like, oh God, I don't want to be in a car with a baby. So I'd like to get to the point where, you know, I can manage my time so that I'm not dragging a baby around come October, and
Yeah.
there's a good balance there. So that's success for me.
Yep, you'll get there.
Hopefully.
You will absolutely get there.
We'll have to pick up the slack.
Well, hey, that's what dads are for, right? That's what dads are for. So anybody else want to add anything? You want to tell your why? You want to, what success, anything at all?
I want to add something, Terry.
Go for it.
I want to add, why did you call me up and not the rest of these people?
Because your camera's on.
Yeah, I wasn't given a choice.
Well, anybody else that's at home, we would love to hear from you. Matt Showers, Kyra, Heather, Jody, Dawn. I mean, it would be great to hear from you guys too. We're gonna get crickets. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, oh, there's Matt.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of in the same boat. Wake up every morning, you know, lately it seems like I've been pushing it a little bit harder, you know, trying to see a little bit better results. Coming into the office a little bit more. I think that helps too, better than sitting at home in a home office. And, you know, my home office is depressing. There's no windows. It's like a closet. So, you know, and then just getting out and talking to people. Right. So, you know, it gives me the ability to go do that. So that's, you know, that's the reason why I'm here.
Yeah, being in the office is huge. And I know not
Yep.
everybody can do it. Pre-COVID, for those of you who were not licensed prior to COVID, pre-COVID, nobody worked from home. Everybody was in the office. Everybody had their own space or their own little cubicle or whatever it was. But real estate offices, that's just what you did. You could walk in as a consumer and be inundated with agents if they weren't out on appointments. Nowadays, you know, COVID made it super easy for all of us to work from home. I mean, my God, we ourselves learned that selling a home virtually while I'm sitting in my living room was, for me, one of the easiest things to do. It was great. And I've got a really nice office at home. However, I don't get anything out of being at home, right? Because when I'm at home, guess what else is at home? My dogs, my laundry, my dishes. Yeah, right. Like the grass needs to be cut, or, oh, it's a beautiful day. I think I'm going to go out and put my toes in the pool, or whatever it may be. Right. So for every minute I'm at home, I'm really not working. I'm really not working. I'm curled up on a couch, reading a book or playing with my dogs or whatever. So I'm in the office, and there are days where, trust me, I'm in the office and I want to be at home because it's really nice out or whatever, but being in the office holds me accountable to be doing the work that I need to do, Because if not, that list of things that needs to happen gets longer and longer and longer. And I like to be around people. I like to see you guys. I like to go around to the different offices and to see everybody and to talk about what's going on with business. And you learn things like, like just talking to April this morning about an issue with the deed from an up north, county that has an issue and now it's going to be extended for 90 days. And those are things that in my almost 20 years of my career, I never would have known, like never would have learned that. So it's those experiences that you're not going to get from just sitting at home. So yeah, treat it like a job. But cool. Well, thank you all. I'm glad I didn't take up 2 hours of your time. I do appreciate you guys coming. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. So I'm looking forward to watching you all be successful.
Thank you, Terry. Be safe, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.